Hey, what's up lovers of weird headphones? Daniel here from Never Enough Tech. So what you're seeing in front of me are arguably the two best open-ear headphones that aren't also sunglasses on the market. So what are they? Well, you have the Aftershokz flagship Aeropex, released in 2019, no sign of a follow-up yet, sporting Aftershokz's latest 8th gen bone conducting technology, and the 2021 Bose Sport Open Earbuds, the first of its kind. While there are different strategies to make a set open ear, the general idea is that maybe it's not all that pleasant to penetrate your ears or cup them, matting them down for hours, getting them all hot and bothered in a bad way. There's no doubt you need to commit these heinous crimes to get top-notch headphone sound, but maybe trading comfort and situational awareness for some sound quality is a deal you're willing to make and why you're watching this video. So what I do now is have these two open ear but otherwise extremely different headphones fight to the death. And for funsies, I keep score. If you're someone that takes scores extremely seriously, this video may cause you a lot of anxiety. First up, price, returns, and warranties. Aeropex retails for $160, the Bose Open Sport Earbuds $200. And get a shorter name already. I'm just shortening to Open Buds. I'm not a masochist. Okay, so the Open Buds are $40 and 25% more expensive. For returns, you get 45 days with Aeropex, 90 with Open Buds. The replacement window is 2 years with Aeropex. They send you an entirely new product in its retail box. Just a 1-year window with the Open Buds. Bose will replace with the refurbished product. Everything considered, Aeropex takes the first point. Comfort. The Aeropex really shines in this department. Let me explain why. First, nothing is going in your ear. Second, you get lots of flexibility in how you can wear the device as it bands around your head. Of course, the further away from the eardrums, the more degraded the sound becomes. The sound really sucks if you put it on your elbow, for instance. Third, you have options on size. If your head is a little more petite, you can grab the smaller model and it won't hang so far out in the back. Fourth, all the parts you would want to adjust are flexible, so to some extent it will defer to your head and ear shape. Fifth, it largely avoids bulk, just a bit here. Sixth, it creates a lot of space for your ear. It can do this because it stays on your head by squeezing your head. A gentle squeeze, not like the brains are coming out of your nose. Bonus, it can hang out around your neck, which I find extremely convenient. It's a personal preference. Earbuds people will counter that they won't fit in your pocket. Fair enough. Okay, onto the Open Buds. Gonna try to be extra careful here because I have unusual ears, spoiler alert, and these headphones just don't fit me unless I endure quite a bit of pain, and they still don't really fit me. I'm pretty weird, but if you have, let's say, non-standard ears, this might be a problem. My issue aside, bottom line, the Open Buds are completely rigid, and there is just this little canal through which you are expected to cram your ear. There is zero relief there. Your ear must do all the conforming. So as far as I can tell, this means it's almost absolutely going to be too loose, maybe it bumps around or falls off while exercising, or it's squeezing your ear to some degree. If you're looking to wear for hours, and it's not loose, even with perfectly normal ears, I could see the experience getting pretty uncomfortable, even after you remove the buds. Checking out reviews from Bose and Amazon, it was pretty easy to find the uncomfortable narrative, citing pain, clunkiness, and looseness. Though, to be fair, many claimed they were perfectly comfortable or didn't really mention comfort. If comfort is key, these might work for you, but you're taking a sizable risk. Aeropex reviews are far more consistent in praising comfort. I understand why. Gonna give Aeropex 2 points for comfort. If you're considering open ear, then you're probably a little extra concerned with comfort than the normal headphone shopper. Just going out on a limb on that one. Style. I'd say Aeropex wins the style battle, even considering bands are perhaps generally not the preferred style at the moment. The Open Buds, all parts are just too bulky to be sexy. At least the Aeropexes look kinda sleek, and well, the color options are 100% fire. Point for the Aeropex. Battery life and charging. Aeropex advertises 8 hours. I'd say expect around 6 to 7 right out of the box of uninterrupted listening. I have a lot of experience. I'd say realistically, you can keep them on standby for 3 to 4 days and have, let's say, 3 to 5 1-hour listening sessions. Closer to 5 hours when you first get it, and significantly worse after 18 months or so. Yes, the Aeropex battery can get very bad, perhaps supporting less than an hour of listening at the end of life. At this point, the headset will eventually announce itself dead by flashing purple, but if it's within 2 years of purchase, you can replace for a new one, as I mentioned. I've gone through the replacement process a few times, which has improved over the years. Make sure to register your set when you get it, as it makes getting a replacement easier down the line. For charging, you get 2 magnetic charging cables. The magnetic charging cable is not standardized, so you'll need to buy from Aftershokz if you lose them. But like I said, they give you 2. Don't lose both. The Open Buds expect something like... I haven't been able to wear these enough to get a great battery report for you. It touts up to 8 hours of active play, so expect something more like 6 or 6.5 with a new battery, if my general experience about this stuff holds. With any luck, the batteries on the 2 buds have around the same lifespan, as you are beholden to the weakest link. I just don't think these buds have been around long enough to know the full picture of how the battery holds up over time. The charging situation is pretty lame. You have a charging stand that is completely separate from the case, no combining, and doesn't come with a brick. Find your own. Yes, normally with buds, you can charge in the case, and the case itself has a battery and can act as a charger. This is the evolved state of earbuds that we've come to expect. None of that is going on here. You charge here, and if the circumstances dictate, you put the buds in here. A full charge takes around 3 hours, and you get 3 hours of play with a 30-minute charge. It will become abundantly clear that the Open Buds are decidedly travel hostile, as the case and charger cannot be consolidated, and both are kind of bulky, awkward, no way around it. Gonna give Aeropex 1 point just for making charging and storing more dignified. Nature resistance. Aeropex has an IP67 rating, which is the highest level dust protection and second to highest water protection level. They can hang out underwater for a while, but are not intended for swimming. The Open Buds have an IPX4, so don't jump in the water, but don't be afraid of the rain. The X means Bose considered solids ingress protection, including dust, as not applicable. They're probably right unless maybe you work in a dust factory. Aeropex gets the point for being a better swimmer. Controls and features. As you might expect, there is a great deal of overlap. You have controls for power, volume, track, calls, and mobile device voice assistants. The Aeropex uses 3 buttons total. The 2 right here are for volume. The plus button also manages device pairing and power. The button on the left bone conductor handles track control, music, and phoning. The Open Buds use 2 buttons and touchpads, with a button and touchpad being on each ear. Tap on the touchpad to adjust volume. The button on the left manages just voice assistant duties. The button on the right manages everything else. The volume controls on the Open Buds are not responsive, which I think is a big deal. The rocker button on the Aeropex works just fine. They're very reliable, though they could be a wee bit bigger. Aeropex gets the point. Side note, Open Buds have a Nothing Burger app, mainly for firmware updates and some power settings. No EQ adjustments. Aeropex has no app. Phoning. Don't use either of these sets for your teleconference or long calls. Just trust me on that. They'll work in a pinch. Mic quality seems to be particularly bad on the Open Buds.
I'm testing the Bose Sport Open Earbuds. I'm testing the Bose Sport Open Earbuds.
Aeropexes are nothing to get excited about either.
I'm testing the Aftershokz Aeropex. The Aftershokz Aeropex.
This is the mic on my iPhone. This is the mic on my iPhone.
No points awarded here. Sound check. I can't play the Aeropex for you, but I can play the Open Buds on my partial head here. Kind of an unfair advantage, but life's not fair, so let's just get over it. Sound quality. Overall, I think both of these sound better than you would think if you were just going off a technology description, or if you're coming at this with a pessimistic attitude. What, the Aeropex shakes your head? Bose are selling earbuds that don't go in your ears? Aeropex, to be clear, it does exactly what it says it's doing. Instead of blasting audio into your ear, it transfers audio signals via bone shaking. And as far as I can tell, amongst commercially available bone conducting headphones go, you're getting the best sound from the Aeropex. That being said, you get relatively bright, thin sound with a pretty dismal low end compared to more traditional headphones. On top of all this, loud external noises will mask your ability to isolate the bone conducting signal. So if you're listening to a podcast, you'll have trouble following it if walking by an object. I've had really bad experiences using the Aeropex on a plane. Earplugs are provided if you're in a loud environment. The sound actually gets much fuller if you put in earplugs, proving it works by bone shaking. Though putting in earplugs seems to completely miss the point. But maybe that's the right compromise for you if you're a one headphones kind of person. I say Aeropex is really better for voice, but I certainly find the sound good enough. Maybe better than serviceable when listening to music. Maybe you're not supposed to say this out loud, but the truth is you kind of acclimate. And if you're exercising with any kind of rigor, you become a little less sensitive to your headphones' weaknesses. The open bud sound is much fuller in a traditional way, but I also want to say muddier. The mids don't seem to be doing the sound much of a favor, and due to the lack of low end, the sound is missing some of that shape that makes music satisfying. The Aeropex, while it lacks low end due to leakage, you get some of that rhythm from the bone thumping that I think is probably a polarizing sensation, probably more popular with the young people, young being a state of mind. You won't notice that much thumping if you keep it at a lower volume. But I'm going to give Aeropex 2 points and the Open Buds 3 for being fuller, a sound that's closer to what you would expect from traditional headphones, and I kind of feel bad that the Aeropexes almost universally outshine the Open Buds, at least in the way I'm scoring this. Conclusion. If you're still there, you might reasonably be thinking that I'm a big tall Bose hater with funny ears. Half of that is true. Well, no, including the Open Buds, I own 7 Bose headsets, including over-the-ear, neck speakers, in-ear buds, and sunglasses. So in general, I like the Bose sound and the willingness to expand the definition of headphones, including my favorite headphones of all time, from a satisfies all my needs standpoint, the Bose Tempos, for which my love knows no bounds. It's like I told Bose to make the perfect product for me. So, not a Bose hater. Also, to prop up the Open Buds from my personal experience, my wife, who steals all my earbuds, mostly AirPods, recently grabbed the Open Buds and would not give them back. I told her I need them for testing, and she glared at me like a rabid animal. I asked her if they're comfortable, and she said not too bad, which means 10 stars. And unprompted said the sound is pretty good, which is like 15 stars. In our house, I don't hate it is a 9.5 stars. She has little girly ears, so the Open Buds are a little loose. She did some headbanging and one of the buds flew across the kitchen floor. We're moving at the moment, and she did complain she had to constrict her head movements as she was packing. She also noted that they aren't very girly, just clunky and black. Considering all this, I think Bose is really onto something here, and I'm excited about the product category. When I saw the product description, I thought this is the gym headphones that will finally beat out whatever the flagship Aftershokz model is. That have been my go-to for about 5 years now. The Open Buds will keep the open ear comfort I've become accustomed to while taking the sound to the next level. That was the hope anyway. These headphones did push the sound a bit, but pooed the bed on the comfort. The Achilles heel really is the rigid design. If your ear is too big, you will have to deal with some pain. If your ear is smaller, you'll have some level of worry that they'll fly off. If Bose can just find a way to make the products flexible in its G2 version, I'll buy them again. I'm rooting for the Open Buds. Other improvements I'd like to see: improved bass and clarity, reduction in bulkiness, more colors would be fun, different sizes, a charging case, increased responsiveness on touch controls, And as long as Bose has the app, maybe add some EQ controls and sound profiles. I'm going to definitely keep my eye on this product. I hope enough people buy it so they go for a Gen 2, like with the frames. So the Aeropex. I'm relentless and I'm always trying to find that electronics device that is going to topple my favorite electronics thing. At the moment, I am still on the lookout for a better all-around solution for indoor workouts than the Aeropex. As it turns out, these are really sophisticated and difficult to beat. No other bone conducting set really comes all that close in terms of comfort and sound. Aftershokz has had 10 years to focus squarely on perfecting bone conducting tech and form, and has a truly special product on its hands. It's really hard to imagine any G1 product coming in and being overall a better open ear solution. I just can't quit you yet. At least until they release an updated version. Anyway, thanks for watching. If not too much trouble, drop a like or comment to help make this video more popular. Catch you on the next one.